Today I'm sharing 10 things that you can declutter from your home this week, as well as a few extra tips to keep the crap at bay once and for all. I also have a free checklist and cheat sheet that you can download and work your way through. That is linked in the description box below, but by the time you are done, your home will have a lot more breathing space and will feel a lot more warm and welcoming. Also, less stuff equals less cleaning, so let's go. Hi guys, it's Laura from How to Get Your Shit Together, and I help you get organized, get motivated, and lead a simpler, happier, less cluttered life. Now, physical clutter comes in many guises. It could be the free samples you get with your skincare consultation. It could be all those crochet bits and pieces that you inherit from your mother-in-law. But in short, it's the shit you don't want or use. So if all of that stuff has got you feeling claustrophobic, it's time to regain some space. At my worst, I used to have to beat a path from the bedroom door to the bed, where I would then fall asleep on a pile of clothes, or curled up in a corner away from all the books and papers that were just spread out all over the sheets. I've come a long way, mainly because my husband just wouldn't put up with that shit. Now remember, you didn't suddenly wake up one morning just covered in crap, so you're highly unlikely to get rid of it all overnight. Slow and steady. You can follow the steps for an individual room before moving on to another room, or you could apply step 1 to your entire house before moving on to the next step. Pick which one you think will work best and work at a pace that suits. 1. Trash. There's always the odd empty wrapper or box lying around, so grab a small bin, zip around, and dump the junk. This is the stuff that's genuinely rubbish. Empty packaging, empty drinks bottles, takeaway coffee cups, stuff that's supposed to go straight in the bin, but somehow ends up on the arm of a chair or left on a desk. And to stop it building back up again, look at the places where rubbish usually accumulates and then give serious consideration to putting a small bin there. 2. Expired food. Don't pretend you don't have a can of dried food that has been there since the dawn of time, or a jar of spices that has been sitting there since you moved in. Have a quick rummage in the cupboards, as well as the fridge and freezer, and pull out anything that is past its prime. Apart from taking up valuable real estate in your home and being potentially harmful to your health, stuff like that also attracts insects and rodents. Ooh. Get into the habit of doing regular raids before you go and get more groceries. This will ensure that you always have fresh food on hand, you will know exactly what needs to be replaced, and you will have lots more room for all the new food. Basically, if something would be more at home in a chemistry lab than in your kitchen cupboards, dump it. 3. Broken items. Anything beyond repair should have been dealt with in step 1, so these are for the things that are in some way salvageable. Holy socks. A shirt that has a button loose, or action figures with their arms missing. The first thing to do is ask yourself if you even want to mend it. I mean, are you really bothered? Is it really worth your time and effort? If not, dump it. Just because something is salvageable doesn't mean that you should do it. I had a coat that hung around for ages waiting for me to reattach a button, and then one day I realized that if I couldn't find 5 minutes to do that out of the tens of thousands of minutes it had been sat there, it probably wasn't that important to me. I let it go. If you really do want to salvage something, then consider whether you are going to do it yourself or have someone else do it, but schedule that shit and get it done. A stitch in time and all that jazz. 4. Loose change. My husband is a terror for leaving coin clutter all around the place, and my daughter loves playing with them, so I find that stuff everywhere. And hey, finders keepers, right? Have a central place to put them all, so you don't find some on the kitchen table and some more on the bedside locker and some in the washing machine and then the rest down the back of the couch. Either get yourself a piggy bank or, better yet, throw them straight into your purse. 5. The contents of your bag. It was handy for Mary Poppins because she was magic, but for the rest of us, it's an abyss that's giving us back problems. Empty it out, sift through it all. I can almost guarantee that you will be horrified by some of the things you will find in there. I know I was. If your bag lacks a lot of handy pockets, then consider using an organizer that will keep things neat and tidy, and it's very easy to transfer from one bag to the other. I will link below to the one that I use. Dead handy. 6. Toiletries. expired or unused. Just get rid of them. I don't care if that cream cost you an arm and a leg. If you are not slapping it on your face every day, then all it's doing is reminding you of money you have misspent. Let it go, along with the guilt. Women's shelters and things like that are always looking for toiletries, so you don't even have to just dump the stuff. Give it a good new home. But remember that cosmetics and creams, just like food, have expiry dates too. Stick to them, particularly for things like sunblock or anything that goes around your eyes. Unlike food items, very few of them will have an actual expiry date stamped onto them. Instead, most of them will have a little symbol, which is a cylindrical tub with its lid off and an indication of how long you should keep it after you have opened it, usually denoted with a little M for months. Use a Sharpie or a little sticker to mark on the item when you opened it, so that there's no chance you'll think that you only opened that mascara last month when in fact it was many, many moons ago. 7. Toys. Let's face it, kids do not need 99% of the stuff they have, nor will they miss it. When I did the KonMari method, the category with the biggest benefits by far was toys. I still get a great sense of satisfaction when I walk into the sitting room and can see all of the floor and can easily get to all of the furniture without tripping over something. And don't let your kids off lightly. If they are old enough, and that's a judgment call, get them involved. Ask them what toys they have that would make great gifts for other less well-off kids, and then box them up and send them on their way. The toys, that is, not the kids. If you still have a lot, even after going through everything, something that really helped me was putting about 80% of the stuff in the attic. Now my daughter knows that if she wants to get something down, then something else has to go up in its place. A less cluttered home for you, and the avoidance of a few sprained ankles, no doubt, and a valuable lesson for your kids. Doesn't get much better than that. Do it before each clutter-attracting event like birthdays and Christmas, because Santa can't bring more toys if he can't even get to the Christmas tree. 8. Papers. Old bank statements, bills that you've already paid, newspapers and magazines that you've already read or have no real intention of reading, receipts for things you no longer own, old pay slips, every birthday and Christmas card you have ever received. Just me? The first thing to do is cut things off at the source. Stop junk mail from coming in by unsubscribing to mailing lists. Now, how you do this will vary from country to country, but a quick Google search should tell you how to do it. And something that I also find very useful is if there is a return address on it, I just mark it return to sender with a little note that says, please remove me from your mailing list. Also, reevaluate all of the subscriptions you currently have. Decide whether or not you actually want them. If you don't, cancel them. Added bonus, saving money. Deal with mail as soon as it arrives. Have a little recycling bin nearby for anything that contains sensitive information. Maybe have a little box for stuff that could be shredded, but don't let it get too full before you deal with it. It's a lengthy enough topic, and I've already written a whole blog post on dealing with paper clutter. I will link it below. But if you are living under Paper Mountain, then go check it out for some great tips. 9. Unwanted gifts. There's no more dangerous clutter than a sense of obligation. Unwanted gifts are emotional minefields. You don't want to hurt someone's feelings, but you also don't want to look at the thing every damn day. Personally, I think it's pretty uncouth to ask someone what they've done with the gift you gave them, but maybe that's just me. If you think you can get rid of it without it being noticed, do it. Or use it, or display it, or wear it, whatever, for a while the gift giver is around, and then slowly phase it out. Or repurpose it into something that you actually do love, so like repainting a piece of furniture. Look around at all of the unwanted gifts that you have held on to for years. They've served their purpose, so it's time to bid them a fond farewell. Dump them, re-gift them, or just drop them off at the charity shop. More often than not, nobody will even notice. 10. Things that don't spark joy. Come on, you knew it was going to be on the list. If something doesn't fit into one of the above steps, then just ask yourself if it truly brings you joy. Notice the clothes you reach for every day, the foods you love to eat, the books you love to read, the blanket you love to snuggle up under. Your home should be full of the things that you use and love. If something doesn't fit into that category, then give serious consideration to getting rid of it. Do it with one thing and realize how its absence has absolutely no negative effect on your life whatsoever. And then do it with another thing. And that is a wrap. Those were 10 things that you can declutter from your home quickly and easily without the need for a marathon decluttering spree. Thumbs up if you are ready to rid your home of a few unnecessary items. Also, comment below and let me know what is the one category of clutter that you suffer most with. If you want the handy dandy 4-page PDF for quick reference, then check the description box below. And I upload a new video every Thursday, so subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for lots more tips and tricks on living a simpler, happier life. The button looks like this, and you will find it down there. Until next time, gur míle maith agaibh agus feici mé sibse go luath. Slán!